Okay, let's go to breaking news that's coming in. Governor Vidyasagar Rao has forwarded OPS Camp's demand for a secret ballot to the Speaker. Dhanpal, OPS Camp has been seeking a secret ballot, has appealed to the MLAs huddled with the Sashikala faction to vote as per their conscience. He has urged the MLAs not to allow one family to run the show in Tamil Nadu. That's what he's urging, but the Palaniswamy camp has of course issued a whip, and there is little chance, we believe, of that secret ballot or a conscience vote at all taking place. OPS, we are told, has been allotted the third row in the assembly, seat number 82, and this is being seen in a sense as a slight to the Tamil Nadu Chief Minister. Okay, let me get more details now coming in at the moment from our guests. Padmaja Joshi is there at the moment. Padmaja, there seems at the moment very little likelihood of a secret ballot. That's what the OPS camp wants. But at the moment, that demand unlikely to be met by the Speaker.
Yes, that suggestion has been forwarded to the Speaker for consideration. We can confirm that to you, Rajdeep. Also, a quick update for you and our viewers. The special session of the Assembly has just begun a few seconds ago. So right at 11 o'clock, that session has begun. All of the MLAs are inside. The last one to arrive was O. Selvam.
Okay, let me bring in C. Rajshekaran, lawyer and AIDMK supporter, someone who's very vocal and loud on television. Mr. Rajshekaran, do you support a secret ballot and a conscience vote? Or do you believe that once the whip is issued, we must go by the constitution of the land, and anyone who defies the whip will be disqualified? Conscience votes are nice for TV studios, they don't work in state assemblies.
Rajdeep, see, this moral policing, moral media reporting, moral social media comments, all this will be fine. But you have given an opportunity every 5 years to exercise the franchisee. The people had given the mandate. If they don't want their MLAs, they have to wait till 2021. This is not the way to the people cannot take the state and the state machinery to ransom. The people have voted. There is a procedure. There is a convention of the Tamil Nadu Assembly or any assembly for that instance. So they have to go by the convention and rule. See, every day they cannot changing rule. They cannot amend. This is not Tughlaq Darbar. It is not Tughlaq government. It is not the Tughlaq Raj going in Tamil Nadu. Maybe the Tughlaq Cho would have had that last laugh if would have been alive. But this is not the way democracy functions. There is a system in place. There is a assembly rule in place, and you cannot ask anything. See, the same PX14 who was with O. Selvam was the speaker when it was Janaki Ramachandran and Jayalalitha who split. And what he did, the same speaker now he is claiming that we need secret ballot. He said he threw out 30 MLAs out of the assembly and he counted the heads and they said Janaki faction won. This is the arrogance they showed in when ADMK split then 30 years back. But when it comes to the opposite camp, now they are claiming two, and they are not even an opposite camp because they have only two MLAs. Everybody have to go by the whip order. See,
everybody
you have to be
Mr. Rajshekaran,
fair in commenting. I have no allegiance to anybody. I don't hold brief to anybody.
Okay, you made your point. You believe that therefore there cannot be double standards. The same groups who were pushing for a whip 30 years ago cannot suddenly talk of a secret ballot. Mr. Soundarajan, I don't know whether you were around 30 years ago when that famous battle took place between Janaki Ramachandran and Jayalalitha after the death of MGR on the floor of the House. But why do you believe there should be a secret ballot? Please give me one good reason why the Selvam camp is insisting on a secret ballot when the fact is the law of the land is under anti-defection law. If a whip is issued, you face disqualification.
No, when 30 years back when the same scenario happened, the MLAs are not kept in confined for such a long period of time to vote for one faction of people. Today the scenario is totally different. That's one prima facie is a good reason for you to ask for a secret ballot.
Okay, so you're saying the fact that the MLAs have been kept in confinement, or what you believe is confinement, is reason to have a secret ballot. Narayan Lakshman, how are the people going to see this vote? The people of Tamil Nadu are watching. We're not going to get the House proceedings from... No, wait, Mr. Rajshekaran. Narayan Lakshman, how will the people see this? Is there a sense, as one MLA defected claiming that he wanted to be in tune with the people's opinion, do you believe that a conscience vote is the best way forward today? or unfortunately under our constitution there is no real space for a conscience vote in a floor test like this?
Absolutely. I think it's the second view, Rajdeep. I think under our constitution, we have to follow the process and rules laid out under our constitutions, because otherwise there's a danger that we slip into a mode where public perception, general mood and things like that, random factors, external factors to constitutional institutions can completely subvert the democratic process. And so, for example, I can tell you what I'm hearing is also that one DMK MLA may have gone back to his constituency. Sedapatti Muttaya, I'm hearing, is gone. So the number now may have dropped to 115. You may need to check that out. But similarly, we could have so many movements, whether in MLA numbers or in terms of mood. And if we allow those things to derail the rules set out before us, we are pulling at we are unspooling the very democracy of India, and that is a slippery path.
You know, it is a slippery path. Srinivasan, your sense, at the moment, the idea of a secret ballot may seem attractive in a TV studio, but in the House itself, the Speaker unlikely to accept it. A whip has been issued. So unless there is a switch of those 8 MLAs, it appears that Mr. Palaniswamy will take the day, particularly as I am told the Speaker belongs to his faction.
Yeah, absolutely. One has to see. I think everything will turn out in another 15 minutes or so. Right now there's a ruckus happening. But obviously, the Speaker is on the side of, so far, that's what we hear. The Speaker hasn't spoken so far. We will know only when he, reveals what is in his mind. I think right now things are very fluid inside the House as well.
I want to go to Padmaja. Things are very fluid inside the Assembly. We are told that Mr. Palaniswamy has moved the trust vote as he formally has to, but we are told there's already ruckus in the Assembly. Tell us, Padmaja, what updates do you have?
In fact, there are these real-time updates that we are getting, Rajdeep, from inside. Minute by minute, there is quite a bit of chaos inside. A ruckus has started. Let's just tell you what happened. You know, the Chief Minister, Eddapadi Palaniswamy, had moved the motion. The MLA Semmalai asked for protection for AIADMK MLAs, those MLAs who are in the OPS camp. Just about half an hour ago, the OPS camp had appointed Semmalai as the whip of the AIADMK. Remember, they have still not recognized anyone other than Mr. Madhusudanan as the president of the Presidium, the chairperson of the Presidium. So Madhusudanan has now appointed Semmalai as the whip for the AIADMK. Subsequently, what happened is that M.K. Stalin, the DMK chief, insisted that Semmalai, the whip, be allowed to speak. Complete bedlam followed after that. The DMK kept insisting that people from the OPS camp, all the MLAs who sided with OPS, should be allowed to speak. And he even went on to say that these people are being treated like prisoners. They were kept away at Golden Bay Resort by the Palaniswamy camp. They have been treated like prisoners. Subsequently, sloganeering started against the DMK. Everyone who is in the Palaniswamy camp said that you are trying to disrupt the proceedings. The DMK is siding with the OPS and they want to destabilize the government. Now, MLAs should be allowed to speak since this is an unnatural situation. That's the plea that has now been taken by the DMK inside the Assembly. Even as we speak, and we're getting you these real-time updates from our colleagues who are inside the Assembly, Rajdeep, there is complete chaos. The sloganeering continues, and in the midst of it all, the DMK is insistent that the OPS camp should be given an opportunity to speak first. Back to you.
Now, we need to speak to constitutional experts, and we'll get them in a moment, because there is also the threat that if this is passed through a voice vote, if a proper vote is not allowed, if there is bedlam in the Assembly, then what happens? Will the OPS camp then go to the governor and say that there is a constitutional breakdown, impose president's rule? That is, Narayan Lakshman, one scenario. It may be an extreme scenario at the moment, but you don't allow the House to function, create complete chaos and bedlam, and virtually force the governor to put the Assembly in suspended animation. Is there any possibility, Narayan, of that happening?
That's a great question, Rajdeep. I think it really comes down to Speaker Dhanapal maintaining a very cool head and remembering at the back of his mind what constitutional due process dictates. That is the million-dollar question that he has to hold on to as scenes of complete chaos, possibly violence break out. And you alluded to the 1988 episode earlier, Rajdeep, where policemen or law enforcement with steel cool head and remembers constitutional value and procedure, and if he is able to quell the ruckus or whatever deviation from correct procedure happens and conduct the proceedings constitution dictates, then you could still see the Palaniswamy faction emerging with a proper floor vote, a confidence motion which they survive or don't survive. That is really up to how the vote goes. But that procedure must happen under the constitution, and the whole world is watching. Even though we are getting preliminary reports from reporters in the Hindu that the audio and visual feeds have either been cut or not been made available in the press room within the assembly, which is the only point of contact for which we can get any information about what's going on in there.
I want to get, Srini, is that one of the aims of the Paneerselvam camp? If we don't have numbers, let's disrupt the proceedings, create a situation where there is seen to be a constitutional breakdown in the assembly, put the assembly in suspended animation. Is that one possible goal, Srini, of the Paneerselvam camp?
Well, Paneerselvam camp may not do that because, the public opinion, is very important. See, so far they have been kind of, they are on the other side who are saying we are on the popular side. So I don't know whether they would actually go that far. But what is interesting is inside the house, what I hear is now they are demanding secret ballot, both Congress and DMK, unless there is some kind of floor, or understanding between DMK, Congress and OPS faction, even this,
where everything started. So how do you expect a traitor of a party to continue? No MLA will continue with him. You can really understand now. Everything is being exposed in the public domain. So everything is open now. So your channel is first to report what is the truth. Let truth prevail. Let the vote of trust happen in the assembly. There is a convention, there is a rule of any assembly for that, any state assembly. So the speaker goes by the convention and rule, not by somebody's whims and fancies, and they want to bring down the government in the state, peaceful administration. It will not happen. The mandate is till 2021. No wise elected legislature would want to lose his seat and go to the public. Whether he will win or not, that is secondary, but nobody wants to take that risk. They are united. So the OPS faction, which is of 8-9 MLAs who have attracted the anti-defection law, will definitely lose their job. They have joined hands openly with DMK, and DMK is supporting OPS faction. So this is exposed in the public space. So please understand, please report the truth as you are doing. Let everybody report what is the truth to the public. So this is what I've been telling your channel and all the channels, that DMK is behind this break.
1 minute. Let's see what at the moment, utter confusion over exactly how the proceedings will take place, because the audio and the video signal has been switched off by the assembly speaker. Media is not being allowed in at the moment. Let me come to you, Subhash Kashyap. Sir, I want to understand, if there is an attempt made to disrupt this vote repeatedly and force a situation where the vote becomes difficult to actually execute, is that to be seen as a breakdown of constitution, and is that to be then, does that result automatically in President's rule and the assembly being kept in suspended animation, sir?
I don't think so. I think it is the duty of the Speaker to see that the House functions and the vote takes place. There are enough remedies under the rules to tackle those members who do not allow the House to function.
I'm just trying to also understand, Mr. Kashyap, whether a voice vote can be allowed.
Yes, voice vote is the first thing, but if the result of the voice vote is questioned, even by one member, then division has to be called.
So there has to be division today, am I correct?
Yes, the moment it is questioned, division has to take place.
Now, there is also the question, sir, that the OPS camp is insisting on a secret ballot. Does this have any legitimacy at all?
It is for the House or the Speaker to decide.
It's purely discretion of the Speaker, or is it dependent on majority of the MLAs wanting a secret ballot, sir?
No, if the majority of the MLAs want it, then the House is the master of its procedure. The Speaker cannot overrule the wishes of the House.
So, but as for now, it is the discretion of the Speaker, sir. Am I correct, sir?
Right, that's right.
And in your view, the Speaker will have to ensure a division. There is no question of a disruption that does not allow the vote to take place.
As I said, the moment result of the voice vote is questioned,
Yes.
then division has to be allowed.
Yes.
If
So-
it is not questioned,
Yes.
then it will prevail.
Okay. At the moment, of course, the other big news, as you said, sir, we'll come back to you for more inputs, that the DMK camp has backed OPS. Not surprising, many would say, Narayan Lakshman, DMK choosing to back the OPS camp. That means the 89 MLAs of the DMK add the 11 of the OPS camp, the 8 of the Congress, and 1 of the Muslim League. That comes to 109. That means if 7 MLAs now switch, Palanisamy goes into a minority. Narayan, are you at all surprised with the stand the DMK seems to have taken, openly now backing Paneerselvam within the assembly, calling also for a secret ballot?
No, actually, it's completely unsurprising. We knew that probably Mr. Stalin couldn't declare that this would be the strategy he'd follow too early, because then that would cast the DMK possibly in a poorer light. But again, let's remember two things. One, that Mr. Karunanidhi himself is not attending today owing to his health. And secondly, we are hearing reports that Sedapati Muthaiya of the DMK is also not there. So it may not be 89, but so in terms of numbers, they still have quite a bit to go. It is more like they'll need over 109. So my point is, this is quite unsurprising. The DMK is attempting to capitalize on this public mood, which was actually had nothing to do with the DMK at all, and to that extent, it does represent a sort of a double speak that was happening from the comments made earlier by that party. And we are witnessing also at the same time a highly disturbing attack on the press, which is not a violent attack, yet it is an undemocratic attack because the live feed has been cut. Our reporters from several media houses are reporting that it has been cut. It is undemocratic for these proceedings to take place entirely behind closed doors. That is something that we need to push back against and find a solution to right now.
Okay, I take your point, and I think importantly at the moment, 2 DMK MLAs have not come to the assembly. So DMK down to 87, which means that the total number of MLAs now present and voting could go down to 229, which means that the halfway mark will be now only 115, not 116, which means, of course, that Palanisamy needs 1 MLA less than otherwise he needed. The number will be 115, and Paneerselvam camp and the DMK will need 1 MLA more to switch sides. Rohini Swami joining us. Rohini, what news are you getting about what's happening inside at the moment? What have you garnered? What do you know?
In terms of the updates that have been coming in from the assembly, one is that we know that Palanisamy has moved again a motion for the secret ballot, and also questions that are being raised by the DMK, especially asking why Stalin's vehicle was searched. And they're also saying that at this time they would like to know as to why the opposition is not being allowed to answer ask questions, and the answers not being given by the ruling party. So these are the minute-to-minute updates that we are getting, Rajdeep, for now. But ruckus again breaking out in the assembly, especially and the doors of the assembly have been closed just before the vote of confidence starts.
You know, it's interesting, 2 DMK MLAs at the moment not present in the House, abstentions taking place. Mr. Soundarajan, you know, OP Paneerselvam is invoking Jayalalitha's legacy. But the fact is that has only attracted 11 MLAs on his side. I come back to it. Why not accept that you're in a minority today and your only role is to disrupt the proceedings of this floor test? That is what Mr. Paneerselvam has been reduced to be a disruptionist who has now tied up with the DMK. So the party which opposed Amma all her life is the party that O. Paneerselvam is turning to today in the floor test for support.
Rajdeep, just if you have to recollect the incident that's happening from Feb 7th, the first statement made by OPS Anna was like he never want any family faction of people taking over the party. Amma was against it. Any AIDMK loyalist will vouch for it. So he said any leader who the public agrees, who the public en masse agrees, can lead the party. So the fight is for the leadership. The fight is not to split the party. That's point number one. So the fight is ongoing on and on. So any AIDMK true loyalist will agree for this. The second question is, just because a statement from MK Stalin stating that no, we are going with OPS doesn't mean that we have joined hands, the cat is out. I'm only pitting at the ignorance. What we are doing right now is a democratic fight. The MLAs were kept at confinement. The public are at large with OPS Anna for raising his voice against the family faction of people running the party. Now we are saying whatever you do it democratically. Let's the MLAs go back to their constituencies, here to their public, and come back and decide.
So
and this is a democratic fight.
No, that
Just
may be
because the fight
democratic,
has
but
started
but
10
the
days back,
Constitution
we are able
allows
to
for a
take
floor
11
test.
MLAs on fold.
Sir, Constitution allows for a floor test. Mr. Palanisamy was given 15 days.
The
He chose
Constitution
Saturday
allows
morning.
for a
You can't
floor
deny
test
him that.
in the Yeah, we can't deny him that, but what we are asking as per the constitution is go for a secret ballot. There are faction of MLAs who doesn't want to show their names or reveal their support for OPS at this juncture, maybe.
Okay, we'll wait
So why
and
don't
see
you
whether
give them that benefit
we'll wait
to
and
those
see whether the
MLAs
speaker
who doesn't
allows your
want the
demand for a
leadership.
secret ballot. I think that is a critical question that could well decide the fate of this floor test. Unlikely, in my view, that the speaker will allow us.
So jumping into conclusion at this moment that DMK has joined hands with OPS is ridiculous.
Well, at the moment, the news that
There's
we are
never been a
getting
faction
from
of
inside the
DMK.
house is that they are supporting him.
Rajdeep,
Yes,
may I
Mr.
come in?
Rajshekharan, quick response. Quick response. Keep it short.
See, this OPS, the OPS camp, they have got 9 MLAs, and they think if they close their eyes, all Tamilians, brilliant Tamilians are stupids and idiots. They are morons to talk like this. I am strongly condemning this. DMK is the rival of ADMK. Puruchi Thalaivar MGR formed the ADMK against DMK.